What's up, everyone? My name is Mr. Avila, coming to you from Southern California, here with the fifth lesson in our lessons on pre-algebra. As always, please make sure you have a paper and pencil for these lessons, because as I give you things to do, I want you to write down some notes, I want you to practice the problems, and then you can check to see if you got them right or wrong. Here comes the warm-up. Let's get ready to try it out. This warm-up is based off of the previous lesson, actually couple lessons. So if you were able to follow along with those lessons, please try these out. Pause the video, and when you're ready, move on so we can check if you got the answers right. Moving on in 3, 2, and 1. And here are your answers. Number 1, 10. Number 2, 16. Number 3, 21. Number 4, 9. Number 5, 16. Number 6, 12. Number 7, 4. And number 8, 3. Good job out there. And if you're watching this video and you are not in my class, welcome. Today you are one of my students. It's a big day today. We're going to start talking about what is algebra, and we're going to look at it in the context of algebraic expressions. So by the end of this lesson, you should know what algebra is and what an algebraic expression is. So let's get started with that. On the left and on the right, I have examples on the left of algebraic expressions, and on the right, I have examples of numeric expressions. But I ask you, what's the difference? They're both expressions. They're both mathematical. I see addition and subtraction on both sides, actually multiplication and division as well. But there's a distinct characteristic that makes the left side called algebraic and the right side called numeric. Did you figure it out? Hopefully you did. The difference is that the expressions on the left have letters, and the expressions on the right only have numbers. So expressions on the left we call algebraic expressions, and expressions on the right we call numeric expressions. That letter has a special name. When you introduce a letter into mathematics, that actually represents an unknown number, and we call that a variable. A variable represents an unknown number. So although we use letters like we use letters in English, in math they don't represent letters, they represent a number that is unknown. Algebra itself is the mathematics of the unknown number. You should be writing these down. Algebra is the name that we put for math the moment that we introduce variables into it. The moment we introduce unknown numbers, then we call that type of math algebra. And you can already do this. Let's see, let's say, can you read my mind? I'm thinking of a number. If I subtract 8 from my number, the result is 13. What number am I thinking of? Okay, I'm thinking of a number. I subtract 8, the result is 13. What number am I thinking of? Well, hopefully you figured it out. I'm thinking about the number 21. If you didn't figure that out, make sure to read that again carefully. I was thinking about the number 21. Now, for those of you who have never seen algebra before, well, this is how we can use algebra to describe the situation. I'm thinking of a number. It's unknown, so I'm going to give it a variable. I'm going to call it x. If I take my unknown number and I subtract 8, that's what I wrote here, I get 13. So what number is the unknown number? Well, the unknown number is 21, because 21 minus 8 is 13. And we see it using variables. That's what algebra is all about. The number here, the value of x, is 21. That'll make this equation true to be 13. Which leads us to what an algebraic equation is. An algebraic equation is a mathematical phrase that contains at least one variable and an equal sign. For example, 6 plus x is equal to 10. Can you tell me what x is in this case? 6 plus some number that I'm thinking about is equal to 10. What number is it? Well, I hope you figured out x is equal to 10. Sorry, 4. Now, let's do some mental exercises to see if you can solve the following algebraic equations. Solve the following. Some number x that I'm thinking about plus 4 is equal to 6. What value does x have? Piece of cake. X is equal to 2. X is equal to 2. Next one. I'm thinking of a number. This time I named it a. 8 minus my number that I'm thinking about, that's a, is equal to 1. What number am I thinking about? Well, hopefully you figured it out, that A is equal to 7. Piece of cake, right? Don't worry, they're going to get more difficult. How about here? 8m is equal to 48. What's going on there? Just says 8m. Well, just like we did in the previous lesson, in this case with the parentheses, in this case whenever we have a number next to a letter, in between it is understood that there's a multiplication. So this actually read 8 times m is equal to 48, or in other words, 8 times some unknown number that I'm thinking about, I'm going to call it m, is equal to 48. What number am I thinking about now? 8 times what number is equal to 48? And I hope you figured out that number is 6. Good job, everybody. Turns out you've probably seen algebra on the internet a lot. It's all over the place, but they disguise it like this. So here's a system of algebraic equations where we're trying to find what is the value for x and the value for y and the value for z. And you look at this, you're like, I don't want to do that. But the moment that we rewrite the problem with flowers, all of a sudden, like, oh, this is interesting. I want to know what the red flower is and the blue flower and the yellow flower, and then be able to answer this question. If we see algebra in this way, you're not down. But if you replace those variables with fruits, bananas, apples, and coconuts, all of a sudden you're, oh, this is interesting. I want to try this. This got really famous not too long ago. It's also an algebraic equation, but they were a little sneaky because the first time I did this, I got it wrong. The little guy here is holding these, I don't even know what they are, ties or I don't know, scarves. And then he's got the shoes on and you're supposed to figure it out with that. That's a fun one. And then if you're a Clash Royale player, there's even algebra for people that play Clash Royale. Okay, class, solve this one. What value does x have in 4 plus x minus 8? What do you guys think? What is the value of x in 4 plus x minus 8? Huh? Couldn't figure it out? The answer is, you couldn't figure it out because this isn't even an equation. All the other ones had an equal sign. This did not. So we couldn't find a value for x because it doesn't equal anything. There's nothing that we're trying to find to make it true. So we can't solve this. This isn't even an equation. Hopefully you didn't guess. So because it's not an equation, we're going to give this another name, and that is called an algebraic expression. We already talked about algebraic equations. Now this is an algebraic expression. And that's a mathematical phrase that contains at least one variable. Between here, A, B, C, and D, which ones are algebraic expressions? Which ones are algebraic expressions? Think about it. You should have written down this definition and then write down these examples. Which ones are the expressions? And the expressions are A and D. And hopefully you could look at the definition and see why, because both A and D have at least one variable. B and C are actually called numeric expressions because they only have numbers. So we're going to end with our portion of the lesson where I really want you to practice this and see if you understand how to evaluate an algebraic expression. So I have an expression, x plus 7. Class, what's x plus 7 equal to? The answer is, I don't know. I don't know what x is. Well, then we keep reading when x is equal to 4. So we're going to replace that x with the number 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. Easy enough. Okay, this isn't difficult. I'm just introducing you to this idea of the variable that it represents an unknown number. Now, you can't tell me what x plus 7 is until I tell you what the value of x is. So we say the value of this algebraic expression is 11 when x is equal to 4. You should try to practice reading that out loud so you can sound like a mathematician. A, some unknown number a minus 8. What is a minus 8? And your answer should be, I don't know. I don't know what the value of a is. Well, a is equal to 17 according to what's written there. So we write 17 minus 8, and that gives us 9. We say the value of this expression is 9 when a is equal to 17. What does that say again? 3m? That doesn't say 3m. That says 3 times m. And m is equal to 12, so we write 3 times 12. And 3 times 12 is 36. No problem, piece of cake. You're understanding algebra on your first day. The value of this algebraic expression is 36 when m is equal to 12. And that's all we're practicing. I'm giving you the value of the unknown number. You put it into the expression, and then you find its value. Evaluate 12 times x plus 4 times n when x is equal to 2 and n is equal to 3. You should try this out. Write it down, see if you get it right. Pause the video for a little bit, and then I'll show you how it's done. Now, we do have to apply here the order of operations, so let's take a look at what happens here. Instead of the x, I'm going to put the number 2, notice. And instead of the n, I'm going to put the number 3. Everything else came down, 12 plus and 4. Now, in the order of operations, if I have addition and multiplication, what do I do first? Looks like I have to multiply first. That's step 3. 12 times 2 is 24. 4 times 3 is 12. 24 plus 12 is 36. If you tried it before I did it, I hope you got it right. Good for you. Okay, hopefully you understood the lesson up until this point, because it's now time for you to practice. Please copy down these problems. Try to work them out, find the value of each algebraic expression, and then in just a minute, I'll show you the answer. So please pause the video, try these 10 problems, and then move on when you are ready. And we're moving on in 3, 2, 1. Number 1 is 18. Number 2, 25. Number 3, 4. Number 4, 3. Number 5, 18. Number 6, 13. Number 7, 40. Number 8, 0. Number 9, 11. And number 10, 4. Congratulations, excellent work. I hope you got them all right. If you didn't, that's okay. We learn from our mistakes. Send a message to me or find somebody around you that can help you out. Make other people watch these videos so that they can study this with you and figure out your mistakes. And here's a little exit slip. Those of you who want to try to see if you understood this lesson, please try these 4 questions and 2 problems at the bottom. See if you're able to do those. And again, if you're having trouble, reach out to me or reach out to somebody that can help you out. Thank you so much. Today we learned about algebra and how to evaluate algebraic expressions. If you are in a math class and you need a video of some type of math topic that I can help you with, please reach out to me and I will try to help you as soon as I can. With that, that's the end of the lesson. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.